Well, my name is Luke.
And I'm Mike.
And I play the bass guitar and I sing some songs.
And I play the guitar and play and sing songs. And we're 2/4 of
the band Canterbury.
Thank you. Right, your newest albums came out at the end of January. What do you think the response was towards the album, and was it better than you expected it to be?
I think, it probably was better than we expected it to be. It's always quite scary the moment that an album turns from being something that only you and your closest family and friends have heard to being something that technically everyone in the world can potentially hear. So that kind of that moment of transition is quite nerve-wracking, but it was kind of an incredible response from the.
Yeah, it's great.
Tour manager is just scrubbing in water for the sake of
For the record.
Really great response. Obviously, we put the last one out ourselves the year before, and it was an awesome response. And this one was just kind of that, but even more so again. It was really fantastic.
Yeah. What is the band's main focus for 2014?
Just to kind of
keep our heads above the water.
Keep doing it, really. Yeah, I think we've always had a bit of a. We've never been kind of a traditional band in the way we work. So we've only been on a label for the last kind of year or so. But we've always tried to do everything kind of the way we see it. And we've always wanted to have as much kind of say in what we do. So for that reason, it's always been. You never quite know what's around the corner. It's never the most we've never had a whole year of our lives mapped out. So we're just kind of waiting to see what happens, really.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow, earn some money. That'd be good.
That'd be really good.
Which other bands inspire you as a band?
Actual bands, I don't know.
Bands like Biffy Clyro and stuff. I guess kind of the model. They 4 albums in before anyone really took any real notice of them and stuff. And we're kind of 3 albums in and no one's really taken any real notice of us yet, so it's kind of, that's an inspiration to be able to look up to and, not lose all hope.
Yeah.
But at the same time, musically, just so much stuff inspires and makes you want to create your own music, maybe because if you don't like something, you're like, oh man, that sucks, I'm going to write something better. So that's kind of inspiring in a way, not only things that you like to hear.
Yeah, I think music-wise that we all listen to and kind of we like to listen to and then go and make music is just all the really classic kind of songwriters the Beatles and Fleetwood Mac and Simon and Garfunkel and Queen and stuff. ELO.
Yeah.
All the ones that when music was a bit more of a unknown territory, pop music was a bit more kind of open and you could just do whatever you wanted. I think that's the kind of music songwriting that we really look up to.
Yeah, they had free reign. There'd been not as much written before them, so they were well, we can just play this, and it's brand new. And now, everyone else writes songs these days, it's kind of copying a load of stuff from back then because they already took all the best bits.
Yeah.
So,
bastards.
So yeah, they're the ones to emulate.
If you could play a show with anybody, dead or alive, who would you choose and why?
Probably Bob Marley.
Such a hard one.
Because just being in the same presence as that guy would be probably life-changing. So for the better, life-changing.
I think personally, just again all the people we look up to. If I could, however it worked out, just play a show with the guys from the Beatles, that would be. I'd just sit down with them and just ask them how they did it. Tell me how you did what you did. Find out who wrote each song.
While you recorded your album, was there anything particularly challenging, or did you find the whole process quite straightforward?
It was pretty straightforward, really. There's kind of the challenges that come along are minuscule in comparison to the challenges of life. But you're writing songs, so you're doing something that is really good fun. You enjoy. No one sort of said you have to go and write an album. It was kind of I really hope we can write another album. So we were really up for it. We wanted to obviously do it, so it was an absolute pleasure to be able to do it. There's obviously little bits and pieces that come along the way, like, oh, how am I going to tackle this bass line? But really, on the grand scheme of things, It wasn't a challenge.
No, not at all. But like at the same time, we wanted to kind of, this album, it's like third album in, and we really wanted to kind of shake up maybe how we go about recording an album. We wanted to make it a lot more kind of like consistent and like open up the sound, kind of the sound of it, and make it everything a bit more raw and live sounding. Because like I think on our last two albums, like the first album, we were just like 18 and we were just like, let's just do whatever we want because we don't know what's going to happen. And then the second album, we had like 5 years worth of songs on it, so we naturally just kind of like treated every song as a completely different thing in its own right, used different instruments, used whatever we could. And on this album, we really wanted to kind of have a backbone of everything, like running through the whole thing, but at the same time making the songs sound as like unique in their own right. Yeah. So I think the whole way of going about it was a different thing for us and was quite challenging. But at the same time, it's what we really wanted to do. So it was quite like not easy, but it was really fun, and we just like really loved the whole process. So yeah.
Where did the band name Canterbury come from?
That is, I'm afraid, is a secret. I'm sorry.
It's like a, I mean, yeah, it's a, what do you call it when there's rearranged the letters?
An anagram.
Yeah. The whole thing started with an anagram.
Yeah.
Of another word that all means quite a lot to kind of like the founding members, which have since kind of it's that group of people are kind of, you know, they're not all as one anymore, but yeah, there's one for just people to try and work out. Yeah. Maybe when they do work out, maybe we'll come clean, but we might not.
People will be sitting at home now trying to rearrange.
There will be some people trying to do that. That's fine.
You may never get it.
You may never get it.
Probably won't.
You probably won't.
Have you got like any really crazy tour stories that you just like look back at and laugh at and think, that just makes the band like what it is?
So we've had some times out in Europe, mainland Europe, which is just so much fun. It's like, obviously you're basically on holiday with your mates, really, when you're on the tour, because you're doing what you want to be doing every night. You're seeing a different place, and you're, you know, in all these weird, quirky little hotels every night, playing a rock show every night, and with that just comes so many amazing stories and like amazing jokes that just stick for life.
Yeah. Literally
things that we get to see, scenery and like climbing mountains in Austria and like drinking in all these weird places where we never would have imagined we'd end up. And like, yeah, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant way to live your life.
This is a question we're asking all bands. Which crowd do you think is going to be best, Liverpool or Newcastle?
I'm honestly like I don't want to piss off the other one, but I have real high hopes for Newcastle. Ever since the first time we played here for the first time with We're the Ocean back in like 2005.
Yeah.
And it was, we'd never ever been anywhere near Newcastle, let alone in Newcastle itself, as a band or as people. And like from the get-go, the crowd was just amazing. And we've come back here maybe up, you know, the better part of 10 times since, and like every single time we come here, it's just such great crowds. It's such it's like everyone just really loves the music. It's not like some places, especially in England, it's, you know, it's getting to kind of like, oh, I'm just here for the band I want to see, and no one else is going to really entertain me kind of thing. But in Newcastle, or especially kind of around this area, everyone just kind of comes out from the start, stays right to the end, has a wicked time even if they don't know the bands, and then, you know, buys t-shirts and CDs afterwards, which is really cool.
That being said, our last show in Liverpool was pretty cool.
Our last show in Liverpool was good. I have high hopes for both of them, but I have really high hopes for tonight, because tonight is today.
Plus we're fresh, you know, we won't have had played Newcastle the night before, like we will be tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
tomorrow's going to definitely have a lot of, you know, impressing to do.
Yeah.
Finally, we've got some questions from your fans, like literally.
Sweet.
Let's hear it.
So, Julia from Twitter has asked if you're planning on playing any shows in Europe, like towards the end of the year.
That is the plan.
Yeah.
There isn't actually a plan yet, but it is the plan.
We're always, as people and a band, figuring out when we can next go to Europe.
Yeah, we love
because we love it so much.
There.
So
there'd never be a reason why, just simply why we're not. Like, we would never choose to not.
We at the moment don't have any
It's just-
concrete
yeah.
things that we're going
Like
to
there's other people that are involved that kind of have to make it happen.
Yeah.
And if it was just us, we'd already probably be out there
probably
now.
live there.
But
Not that we
at
don't
the moment, the people that are supposed to like can help do that, it's just not necessarily happening right now.
Yeah.
Terry said,
Terry.
last brand of cheese you've eaten.
Last brand of cheese.
That's the mozzarella and that panini I was telling you about.
With the avocado.
The avocado, yeah.
What mozzarella? Do we brand or type?
I have no idea what
I'm
brand
assuming
was.
they mean type.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Okay.
brand of cheese is very specific.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a cheese and wine night with my friend the other day, and I had a big old camembert baked in the oven for about an hour, and then we just dipped loads of stuff.
Rosemary.
Yeah, loads of rosemary. But yeah, that was the
Yeah.
last brand of cheese for me.
One of our show radio listeners has asked, what is your favourite song to play live and why?
Probably at the moment, I didn't
Do you
have
know,
an answer. For that.
To be fair, at the moment, it's like we've only played like 2 or 3 shows since our album's come out, and since then, I just really love playing the first track off it,
Yeah.
which is the opening track of the set at the moment, which
maybe
is
it's-
Expensive Invitation.
You're probably right.
But it's like, it was always written as an opener for an album, and it feels really good opening with it as a song. And like I said, we've only actually played it live maybe 2 or 3 times since it's been out, so it's still got that, like, everywhere you play it at the moment is the first time you've played it in that place.
Yeah.
So, but most of the songs off the new record are wicked to play, and we can't wait to do that. But I just love opening a set with that song. Sets the mood off right. Yeah.
Scott wants to know who would win in a thumb war.
Don't know. Let's find out.
Not me at the moment.
Oh, you've got a broken.
I have a broken finger.
I would win. I would win.
Well, I
Luke
think
decided to
I
break
actually
his
think I
finger
have a
last
broken
week.
knuckle. I don't think it's actually a broken finger. Like, look,
Is
my
the knuckle the part of
knuckles.
the finger or the
My
part
knuckle is like
hand?
moved down here
That's
from up
bad.
here, and look how bruised this bit is.
Shit.
I know. Probably Mike.
How are you gonna?
The other hand, the knuckle.
Left-handed thumb war. I'm really. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war. Be it black or be it white, I declare a thumb fight.
I don't know that. Do you go out? Go out. Do a curtsy. This is great TV. Internet. This is. I think we're going a bit.
Oh, I don't know really what to do. Because 1, 2, 3, 4. I win the.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4. I win the thumb war. Very much so. Look at that.
My hand.
I think you definitely won that.
Yeah.
And that was all the questions.
Okay.
Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much
for taking the time to talk to us.
Yeah, it's quite nice to answer questions.
Thank you very much. Stop turning off.